Welcome to Pixeltable, a Python framework for multimodal AI data infrastructure. Join us at CalPy on November 6th for guest speaker, founder of Pixeltable, Marcel Kornacker. But first, a preview of Pixeltable brought to you by Rob Kunkel at our last meeting of CalPy.
So this is just like a little preview. So Pixeltable is AI orchestration platform and it's open source and local. So you can do pretty much everything with it. It's basically a Postgres database, and then the AI works on columns, and you can have multimedia, you can have anything in there. But so so I made an MCP server for it, and it's kind of sick. It has a built-in web server. So let me start Claude here. Monday, I did the demo of the first one, and then I was like, wow, it'd be really great if you could actually see the multimedia in Pixeltable. So let me just check if the MCP, yeah, there it is. Or wait, yeah, MCP. I think it's working. Okay, yeah, it's working. I'll just reconnect to it just in case. Okay, and then I got my canvas open over here. So I built a canvas. So if you've used an MCP with any kind of database, this is pretty standard to just like look at the tables. There he goes. Okay, it's working. Sorry, it's a little slow.
Yeah, no, dude, you're doing great. This is awesome.
So yeah, Claude's using the MCP tool to connect to Pixeltable, and you can see these different tables in here of data. And again, it's a Postgres system, but it stores multimedia. So it has videos, audio, images, and PDF files or other documents. The image data. So now Claude's going into the database, picking out an image, and then he's going to use the integrated server to send it to the canvas, hopefully.
Nice.
And what's cool about this MCP is like normally they're like REST endpoints sort of inside of a thing. Oh, I want to actually see the image. So this is kind of loose because what's going on here is I've just given Claude the Python REPL. So inside the MCP, he has his own REPL. And so he can write Python, and then I just gave him a web server, and he can kind of just throw anything up there. So it's kind of random at this point. But what's nice about Pixeltable is that you can do AI at like sort of mass scale. Like you can fill up a table full of images and just let it process, and it incorporates every model like on Hugging Face. So okay, now it showed me like one image from that table. So, and you can actually build a whole pipeline with this. So if like I want to add some more images and run an object detection on it, I can do that. Or you could do audio and transcribe the audio. And it's all just like talking to Claude and you're just doing all this stuff in the background. Like I've seen a lot of frameworks for AI and we've kind of got it down to like this really easy system. There's things like Lovable out there that are like popular commercial versions. But this you can do on your own computer. You could put it on a server if you want. If you want a bigger processor. Oh, there it is. So here it was an image detection that it ran. I don't know what it's detecting.
It's
I
awesome.
just banged this out this week, so I'm like kind of excited about it.
Yeah, that's freaking great.
The
Uh,
goal here is to turn this into the developer tool that like any developer can just download, install Pixeltable and be up and running in 5 minutes and just start building your own AI pipelines. But I'm going to make a more formalized client that's more like something you would get from, when you download a database software like memgraph or and it shows the different tables. So that's what I've been doing. It also does audio.
So,
Yeah, I'm just really amazed at like what Claude can do. I mean, it's writing the code right there on the fly to display this stuff. See, and it's playable audio. I don't know if you can hear that. It's just a
yeah, I think you have to do share sound when you.
Yeah, it's not anything great, but you had said you were doing some audio stuff. That kind of caught my attention because right now we're kind of light on audio. I mean, you can transcribe your audio files with Whisper, or there's a couple other things you can do, but there's so much you can do, right? I'm more of an image person. I do a lot of photography and stuff, so I know that pretty well. But audio, I'd like to add more in
Nice.
Pixeltable. So
I think with that SOS bot or whatever I'm going to end up calling it, there's going to be a good amount of speech to text. There might be some amount of text to speech vis-a-vis an IVR or something like that.
mhm.
But all things considered, yeah, as far as the audio goes and my interest, I kind of still maintain a lot of manual assembly, but I am finding that there are, well, I don't know. As far as the music, I don't know that I'm going to do too much in the way of like AI stuff, but I am finding that it is pretty good for doing filters and stuff like that for digital audio workstations. My music production friend has been getting on me about that for some time. I'm like, I think we can do it now.
Yeah, I really want to try and do some more creative stuff with Pixeltable. There's a lot of obvious like sort of functional uses, but I want to just figure out how to make beautiful things with it, and kind of I don't know. It's great. Oh, so here it did transcripts of the different audio files in there. There's only 10 in here, so. Now, if I add a new audio file to this table, it'll automatically transcribe it. Once you set it up, it's done. And
Wow.
yeah, and to add like a new model, you just tell Claude, you're like, I want to be able to whatever. And it goes and downloads the model from Hugging Face right here. And it's basically no code at this point. That said, you can still go in and like definitely hack around inside of it and, code. So
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Marcel's presentation on that. This might be an interesting one for some of the other things in the portfolio.
yeah, you can do basic RAG stuff where you have all the images and do similarity search and
Mhm.
stuff if you want to do that. I mean, it's basically anything you can do out there with AI models and stuff, you can do with this system. That's what's kind of like impressing me so much about it. Like I've been there for 2 months now at Pixeltable, and
Nice.
I thought it was cool to begin with, but the more I play around with it, the more I appreciate it. Because I've used other systems like, LangChain and various pipelines and stuff. And what happens is I build something and then it just gets out of date. And
Yeah,
then it's like this, like, oh, I have to change that one thing that I made 6 months ago. How do I even do it? Where did I put the code? And, you just kind of forget over time.
right.
And it becomes this big headache. But this kind of makes a lot of things easy. So.
Well, it does look slick.
Yeah. Well, this is just the beginning. So hopefully in a couple months we'll have something even more. Oh, and the feature Marcel's going to talk about is data sharing.
Oh,
So
cool.
you have your local pixel table with all the AI models and everything all set up as a table. Your pipeline's a table. Then you
Mhm.
can share it to the web and someone else can download that table and it'll download all the models and everything for them. So it's all set up and ready to go on their computer and
Right.
they can add data to your table or, there's different ways you can share it and stuff. So we just pushed that out, but it's not really public yet.
Yeah,
And by next month, I think that'll be something we probably can show.
awesome. This is cool. Looks really slick. Just doing like a bunch of the heavy lifting, keeping your eyes from drying out too much.
Yeah, I'll have to get it loaded up with some more data so I can do a real demo. I mean, the cool thing too is we added all the notebooks on the web page into this MCP system
Hmm.
and in a special JSON-L format so that the AI can read it really quick without using a lot of context.
Right,
And basically any of those, you can just say, hey, remember that notebook? And it'll just build it for you.
right.
So any of those ideas, and we're going to be adding some more too. So
Very
um,
cool.
yeah, a lot of work to do.
Awesome.
I think this is a really cool system, mainly because it's open source. Everybody else, it's like on the cloud, and you have to use their cloud orchestration and figure out their way of doing it or whatever. But this is like all right here on my computer. I can just look at the source code and I don't have to share my data with anyone if I don't want to.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Anyone have any questions for Rob about Pixeltable here? If not
No.
right now, start thinking about it. Poke around because next month we're going to be going over this in depth with the man himself.
Yeah, Marcel is pretty hardcore database developer, or it might be Aaron. I'm not sure. He's a really good Python programmer, like the best, or really good. I don't know.
Marcel like invented the Parquet file.
He did, yeah, and he worked at Google on the F1 query engine, which was I don't know. He's basically kind of the concept of data lakes is like something he started,
Interesting squad.
like yeah, or around his time started. I don't know, but
Gotcha.
yeah, early creator inventor of the data lake.
Right. Parquet file. That's a pretty good claim to fame.
Yeah.
This is awesome.